Hi everyone, this is Kelly with Kelly Ann Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in McKinney, Texas. And today we are going to work on a card like this. We're going to do some weaving, but I'm not using the metallics. This was the inspiration of the card. I like how this goes in and out, but I tried to simplify it for everybody. And so this is what I did for my very first attempt at, doing the in and out. I just used some DSP and just played with it. But here is the card we are going to do. I love this card. First off, I love blue and white together. It has some embossing on it. The embossing folder that I used, however, has been retired since I made this card. So I do apologize for that. But any, all over pattern would work. And then for I just use the stamps that are in here to put on my envelope. So nothing too crazy here. So let's get to what is in your packet. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the little note I put on the back so I knew what it was for. And as you can see, you've got your paper, your cardstock, and your cardstock is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. But you can see I ran this through an embossing folder. Okay, I ran it through twice so that I could get a really fun emboss for the front. You will have two pieces of white. One is smaller than the other. The inside one is the larger, so this will get attached in here. And I find that when you are working with any kind of embossed surface, that your green glue, this glue is going to work better. If you are better with the tape runner, go ahead and try it. I just think the glue gives a little bit better um, adherence there. And we will be using that for other parts of the card, the green glue. Otherwise, we'll be using our seal. And so the first thing and the hardest part of this whole thing is getting this prepped. And then you have I should have mentioned this, you have a bunch of goodies. Yep, you have a bunch of goodies that are little flowers. I think I've got some extras in here of bits and pieces. And I'll show you how to use those in a minute. We'll take this apart after we've done the cuts in this. So let me bring in my trimmer, and I'm just going to make sure that you can see the bottom of my trimmer. So that means I have to pull this back just a little bit. I happen to use my trimmer, as some people say, upside down. It makes it easier for me because I can read these much better than I can read the ones at the top. So um, I need my cutting blade, and we're going to start cutting this. We're going to do 7 or 8 depending upon what you like. I'm going to do 7. You can do 8. Both are correct. And we are going to put our trimmer blade, put the paper so it's at the 1/4 inch. Put your trimmer blade in the middle and then snap it down. You are going to go, because this paper is 5 inches by 3.5, you are going to go up to where it's marked at 4 3/4, and then you're going to slide this down till it's to 1/4. Okay, then you're going to lift up. I'm going to put my blade back in the middle. I'm going to move it 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to set this back down. I'm going to slide up to 4 3/4 and then down to 1/4. Put it back in the middle, lift up. I'm going to move it again another 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to just do the same thing until I have a total of 7 or 8 of these. Now this one went a little bit farther, no worries. Just don't go all the way through. And I'm going to go down to 1/4. Oops. Just like to slide them, you got to hold it down. And then up to 4 3/4, back in the middle. Go here. Do it again. Just a couple more and we will be there. up. Let's see, where are we at here? We did that one. We are up to the 1.5 mark. We'll go down to 1/4 inch, up to 4 3/4. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need one more because I ran out of room on that side. That was at 1.5 inches. This is going to be at 1 3/4 inches, down to 1/4 and up to 4 3/4. I'm going to stop there and I will move this out of the way. I'm going to give us a little bit more center stage here so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so this is my top piece. And we're going to open up this packet, and in this packet you're going to find some floral pieces. I think I put all the extras in this one. Is what I think I did. Floral pieces. You are going to find some pieces of Night of Navy cardstock, and then some pieces of designer series paper. Now I am using the blue and white side. If you choose to use the other side, that is perfectly fine. And you will find a number of little flowers. Okay, both in Daffodil Delight and the actual designer series paper cut out. You should have at least 3 of each, or 2 or 3 of each. And let's start our weaving. Now you can start with either color, it doesn't matter. And the trick I learned is to start at the bottom. So I'm just going to weave this over and under, over and under, over and under, and then over or under. Well, I'll do that one over. Okay, I'll do that one over. And then you're going to just slide this one down to where you want it to start. Okay? And don't worry, in fact, it's almost better to just go a little bit over. You can always trim that off. Okay, so that's my first one. And we're just going to go through and we're going to weave a few of these. You don't have to do every one. You could stop here if you like, or leave that one on top and just bring her down. It's just like being in first grade and kindergarten when we got to do all those weaved mats and stuff. That's what it reminds me of. And then again, we're going to come in here. You can do as many of these or as few of these as you like. You don't have to go too crazy with it, but you're more than welcome to just do as much as you like. Now, if your trimmer's blade is getting dull, you'll get these frays, and I think my trimmer needs to be either cleaned or have the little blade changed on it. Okay. Now I'm making this one, as you can see, I'm making this one stagger, where on my first one I just wove it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I was consistent throughout the whole amount. But that is up to you if you want to do that. And let's see here. I like to have some room to play with this. Uh, la, 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 la. And you know what? I think I'm just going to pull this one. I'm going to do something a little bit. It's all your preference. There's no right or wrong. If you want to stop weaving right there and not do any more, great. Now, one thing I did find while I was doing this is it is much easier, I'm going to say, to do a few on the bottom and then come up to the top, okay, and start weaving at the top. So, or pushing the little pieces up towards the top. It gets a little tight otherwise to get these last ones in if you wait till the bottom. let's see, we'll go right here. You see how it's getting a little bit thicker or smaller spaces to get to slide these in. That's all I'm saying there. Okay, I think I will put maybe one more in here. Go here. Well, maybe I'll get the last one in too. Well, I know it's no fun to watch me weave, but if you see me struggle, you'll know you'll see the same struggle for yourself. But it's really not that hard to do. We're just making them as level as we can by pushing them up. I'm going to put one more in, and then I'm calling it a day. I'm just going to call it a day at this point. Um, I have two more scraps in there, straps. If I needed to, I could put them in, but I don't really feel the need for it. So I am just going to put this last one in, kind of put it towards the center, and that's just perfect to me. Okay, so I'm going to actually use one of these, and I am going to take my snips, and I'm going to snip these about a quarter of an inch. Quarter of an inch. I think this guy needs to go underneath. I'm going to make him go underneath. If I can get him to go under there. Ah. There we go. He's going to go under there. And it's not perfect, but it's okay. This is a handmade card made with lots of love. So it's okay if you're not absolutely dead on straight perfect on everything. I know the perfectionist in me wants that to happen, but the realist in me knows it's not going to. So I'm just going to trim these all down so that they match the white piece of paper. And I am not gluing any of this down at this point. Okay, and if you think you're not in the right spot, just flip it over and you can get that last little bit off. That one just wants to be a little bit persnickety. Well, I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to move that out of the way. And if you bump it, it does go cattywampus really easy. So just be sure you're keeping it as straight as you can. And this is going to get adhered to this. Okay, so here's where I think your glue comes in very handy because it's quick, it's easy. You can, if you need to straighten something, you have time to do it, and you can put it on. Let's see, that looks pretty good. We're going to adhere this onto here, like this. Okay, and I am going to use one of these little bits I cut off, and I'm going to adhere the white part by putting a little dab of glue on here and sliding it underneath, right here, putting my finger on it, and that will hold down that one little side. And if you've got any corners that want to stick up, go ahead and do the same thing. You just tap it in the glue and pull out. It's a trick I use all the time, and it saves me from getting glue all over me. And I know that some people don't like to use glue because of that reason. It's like, I wear more glue than I get, you know, than I get anywhere else. Oh, I know how that works. Okay, so that little bit's going to get thrown away. So here we go. We are now to the embellishing part of this. This is really fun. I did have a bunch of extras here. I just cut out a bunch because I was being very industrious. So I'm going to pop this up, okay? And we should have stamped this ahead of time. So we are going to stamp it right now. And I'm going to put in here just checking in. And so let me do that real quick. I'll use Night of Navy. And I would suggest doing this, highly suggest doing this prior to slicing and dicing and weaving. Um, I'm just doing it a little bit backwards, and let's hope it works out. Just checking in, gonna go right there. Let's hope it's a good stamp. It is a little crooked, but it's okay. I'm just checking in. Okay, let me close that before I wear it. And now I'm going to get some dimensionals. Dimensionals. This is my little box of stuff that I use. And we're going to flip this over, and we're going to be dimensional happy, because I like to say they're cheap as chips, and I know chips have gotten more expensive. But they're still a pretty inexpensive, fun thing to play with, you know, in the big scheme of things. So I want this to be popped up pretty good, have a little bit of oomph to it. Now up in here, if I'm thinking it's just a little too narrow, I'm going to come in with some of the little dimensionals, and I'm going to go a little bit higher up with that. Let's see. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go with that. Okay, so you can take them off with your fingers like this. Or if you have your take your pick tool, which I do, I have another pokey tool that I use a lot, obviously. You can just take and poke in like that and pull them up. And then they're all stuck on here. You can put them, just flick them off the end into your dustbin, and you're doing good. I think I'm going to add one more there. I'm going to grab another little guy and put him out here. That little flower looks like it needs something. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to put this on here, and you're going to just put it on however you like that. That's looking pretty stellar there. Where's my top? There it is. My glue over there. And okay, so now you have some little flowers, and you need two little flowers. So I'm going to put a flower down in here, and I'm going to put a flower probably right here. Okay, and then I'm going to put these other little flowers on the inside of my big flowers. So this is a lot of fun. Now here's where you can use this part of your take your pick. So you put it on there. Okay, and we're going to put a drop of glue on here. Just a drop. You don't need a lot. I'm going to put that right there. Make sure it stays. Grab this other one. I'm going to put, oops, it just wants to not stay. Probably need to put more of the gooey stuff up. To get more gooey stuff, you just push, or twist this, and then the gooey stuff comes up. Unless I'm doing it wrong. Nope, I'm doing it right. There, Sia's getting a little bit taller. Wants to stick to me because I had just a smidge of glue on there. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here. Okay, and I just used my finger to put that on there. So now I'm going to grab some of these cutouts that are the little stars that are going to be the centers of my flowers. Okay, and I'm going to offset them a little bit, and it's okay that they're offset. Let me grab another one. I think it's almost easier to put the glue on it and then hold this down than it is to do it this other way. You can go like this, put a dot of glue, a dot of glue, a dot of glue, and then come in here and pick up some of these and set them on. See, they always come up for me, so I might as well just put the dot of glue on the little yellow thing. Okay, and I need a couple more. I need a tiny, you can go on there. Oh, that's got a lot of glue on it. Lots of glue. And then one last one. Again. Ah, stay, you little guys, stay. Well, there we go with that. Okay, so the rest of these were extras. So there we go. Now, what you need, I'm going to put my lid on this for a second. I'm going to get out some rhinestones. And I have these little boxes that I put all my rhinestones and stuff in. Do I have another one that started? I do. Some basic rhinestones here. And again, we're going to use our take your pick tool and we're going to put some rhinestones on here. I used the little ones and they were the centers of all my flowers. So in your packet, you would not have gotten the rhinestones. Um, so if you need to, you could purchase those from the store. But I just thought that this gave it just a little bit of sparkle. And these rhinestones, there's 5 of them. So it's a nice odd number. So for whatever reason, your mind says, hey, that looks balanced now that there's 5. And there we go. So that is the exterior of my card. And let me put that off to the side. Now I'm going to work on the interior before I put it in. And everybody should have a cutout. Now these cutouts may be big like this, or, well, this one's pretty big. Some might be smaller. You decide where you want them on the inside of your card. But we're going to glue these down, and that's embellishing the inside of your card. Okay, so we're going to glue that down. Ooh, a little bit of glue, a little bit of glue. And you just have to figure out where you think it looks the best. I'm going to put this one up by the top. I want it to go up to the edge, like it was planned to be like that. And if you have a bit that sticks up, you can always do this trick again with a little bit of glue. And then go underneath it, lift up a little bit, slide your glue on there, and then go like that and press it down, and it will stay. So now this is the inside of my card. Now I am going to try and do this with, somehow I wasn't straight. I thought I was straight. I'm just going to straighten this up, make it look like it was supposed to be like that. I am going to use my seal to put this in. I really find that glue works better, but sometimes glue in the spot where you're going to write will show a little bit of lines. So you have a choice here. Both will work. Okay, and I'm going to set this on the inside of my card as straight as I can. And if it's crooked, that means I'm just having a crooked day. Okay, there's our card. Oh, look, our little envelope is missing some fun. So let me grab some of the flowers and I am going to put them on here. I'm going to grab the Daffodil Delight. And we're going to just put some flowers on here. And now my envelope is beautified. A beautified envelope is always nice. A little bit different, not exactly the same as the first card, very close. What is very interesting, after I had done all of this, I found that Rachel Tessman and I basically made the same card. So I think I'm in very good company if I can do a Rachel Tessman card without having seen Rachel Tessman's card. But see how each of them are different. This one is woven so everything is equal. This one has got the stagger. This lifts up a little bit here. If it bothers you, please go in and put some glue, but it will not move. And I think it's a beautiful card. I want to thank you for joining me today. And if you're watching this on the replay, after the class. I hope this explains things as I know I go through the class pretty quickly. Thank you again. Have a good day. Bye-bye.